Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Artistic Biker live from Houston. I'm in my little apartment here in the Houston area where apparently I live. So, man, I am missing my family. They're going to be here. They're going to be here this weekend. My mom is going to drive them down to the Dallas area. And what do you mean off air? Uh-oh. They're saying I'm off the air. Am I off the air? Does anybody else see me off the air? Okay, anyway. My mom is going to drive them down to the Dallas area, and I'm going to drive up to Dallas and pick them up and bring them down here. And I am totally missing them. Totally missing them. So, you know, I'm having the Bachelor diet. I'm having the Bachelor lifestyle without all the fun of the string. You know, when I was a Bachelor, there was a string of, you know, fives of women. You know, fives of women that came and went in my life when I was a Bachelor. You know, but so I don't get to have that kind of excitement. I just have to sit here and kind of twiddle while I wait for my wife and kids to come down here. Anyway, so I'm going to journal a little bit about it. You know what? I'm going to focus on the diet, the Bachelor diet. So let's get the intro to the YouTube video done. Semi-Zone has no sound. I don't see what changed on my end. There's sound there. I'm broadcasting there. Everything on my end says I'm broadcasting. So. Hey peoples! Welcome to this week's episode of the Artistic Biker. Last time on the Artistic Biker, it was the 5th week. We have 5 whole weeks of the Halloween season. And you know, really, the show exists for the Halloween season. When you've got 5 pages dedicated to the Halloween season, you know, when I do Halloween season, it's the real scary stuff. It's bounced checks. It's doctors with rubber gloves. It's a fat man in spandex, which is where we were last week. Wherever there's a damsel in a dress, there's tight and buff. Dun dun dun. And you got a cityscape in the background. I don't know if you can even really see the cityscape in the background. Last week we had a strange setup, and this week we have a strange setup also. But we're trying to make do. We're trying to figure it out until we can get something perfect. So this week, hey J-Merle, this week we're going to journal a little bit about the fat man in the spandex suit and the Bachelor diet that I'm living on down here in Houston. So with that, let's just turn the page and get started. Now you only get every third word blipping in and out. Well, that's no good. That's bad news. TBN. I don't think I'll need that much gesso because this is real gesso. This isn't the kills that I used. So we'll see how much gesso I need. So yeah, we've been house hunting. The wife picks out houses online and then sends me out into the neighborhoods to go look at them. The realtor has taken me around to some of the houses to look inside once I'm betting them out. And the wife and kids are coming down this weekend to go look at houses because I have to be out of this apartment in 2 weeks. And I can't buy a house in 2 weeks. Hell, it'll be a year before I'm out of my house in Chickasha. So I don't know what we're going to do. I guess we'll figure it out. I may go live with, ooh, Jamie Lynn's got a couch. I could go live with Jamie Lynn. I wonder if she'd put me up. Who else? Somebody else. There are other Houston area, Houstonite people that I could go see. Jay Merle, aren't you in Houston? Didn't we establish that you are in Houston? I could go live with you for a week. No, Simmy-Sone, I'm not in Chickasha. I used to live in Chickasha. All the way up until 2 weeks ago. Let me dry this real quick. And if I can find my hairdryer. I should have been more prepared. Alright, so let's dry this real quick. And we'll take a little break and we'll be right back. Good, Gary. I'm living the dream. I'm a bachelor in Houston. And you weren't here during the monologue when I was explaining that the last time I was a bachelor, that meant, you know, I had 5s of women running through my life at any given month. Oh, Simmy-Sone, she loved it. Well, I don't know if she loved it or not. She liked it on Facebook. That was probably a reach to say she loved it. And you know, it's funny because some people see those and they're like, oh my God, it's awesome, I love it so much. And then other people see them and they're like, meh. And sometimes it's really my best work ever, and other times it's just, you know, meh. So let's get us a nice background going here. But yeah, the living in Houston thing, as a bachelor, but as a non-single bachelor, so that I can't have the 5s of women that I'm used to having scattered throughout my life. Because, you know, I've had 10s of women my whole life. So, this whole bachelor thing is... Oh, I'm sorry, Boudreaux. This whole bachelor thing is driving me nuts because, you know, I'm having to discover how the magic metal box with the food in it works, which is what I'm journaling about. And because of such, you know, I'm on bachelor diet. I don't know if you've ever heard of the divorce diet, but most of the time, when men separate from their wives, they tend to lose weight because they are too lazy to cook. Or at least that's how it was in my situation. And so when I get this, as we get further into this page, you'll see what my solution to the problem, how I solved the problem. So I've got these different colors all around here, just kind of random, but you know, really there's no such thing as random. So we just want to make sure the page is already wet so that the colors glide. And I want them all to go this way. So you know what, I'm even going to use the fat brush that I was using earlier. I don't normally teach on this show, but for some reason when I'm sitting down at the chair like this, I feel like I should explain everything I'm doing and talk you through it and all that stuff. Because, you know, I'm not a grand art master. I'm an artist because I don't need anybody else to tell me how to define myself. So I define myself as an artist. But I'm not a grand art master where, you know, I'm making tons and tons of money, hand over fist, selling my works with lines of galleries looking up for me. You know, I don't have those kinds of things going for me. What I do have going for me, though, is a couple of really nice techniques and a desire to improve. And sometimes that's all it takes. So how's that for a background? Too light, too dark? I think that's going to be just right for what I want to do. I like that. So, it didn't take long to get us to this point. Simi-san says, I wish you would. I would love to learn. Well, you know, all you have to do, if I do something that you want to know what I did, how I did it, anything like that, all you have to do is ask. I'm happy to tell you about it, but I'm not going to presume that you don't know, and I'm not going to presume that that's what you're here for, that I'm, you know, ask me, I'll tell you what I did, I'll tell you how I got there, I'll tell you where I learned it, I'll give you directions to the YouTube video or the book or the mud puddle that I created the first time I tried it. I'll give you directions to all that. If you want to know how I did it, all you got to do is type your little fingers on there. Send me an email, blade@artisticbiker.com. Type it in the chat room if you're watching live on the Ustream, or make a comment on a YouTube video. If you want to know how I did something, ask. I will tell you, I will lead you in the direction to find the information. I will share anything I have, because that is how every one of us have gotten along so far, learning what we've learned and doing what we've been doing for the last 6-7 years. That's how every one of us got to this point. So it just feels so good, Jane Merle. It just feels so good. She asked if I was just hanging out in my spandex. How did you get into the spandex last week? Let me show you. Let me show you how I get into the spandex. I'm not going to strip down naked. You don't have to worry. I'm not going to show you anything. But because it's spandex, here's something you can do. Spandex is stretchy. It just feels so good. Spandex is stretchy. So you take the spandex, right, and you zip the zipper in the back up as much as you can, trying your very best not to get your chest hair, get your back hairs, because I did not shave my back, and I don't have anybody here to help me. So what I can do though is I can grab its spandex. Spandex is stretchy. I can take it and I can do this.
And the only problem is when I do it, it makes me sing a little bit higher, because it makes my voice go up when I straighten it like this.
And then I just let that zipper go, and then I'm zipped. Let's set this aside and do what's on your easel. What's on your easel? What's on your easel? What's on your weasel today? And then Pamela French sent. Okay, these are rocks that she painted. It's not going to let me do it as a slideshow. Why not? So these are really pretty rocks that she painted. And then here's a watercolor where she's blowing the watercolor or blowing the inks around with a straw, making designs on it. Sweet. Sweet abstract, Pamela. Sweet abstract. Playing around with some more abstracts. That's the one we just saw. Faces. More painted rocks. Okay, the painted rocks are for her granddaughter's birthday. She passed away 3.5 years ago. And the balloon purple was her favorite color. The third is a watercolor inks on watercolor paper. Next is a pouring medium. The graphite sketch is that I realized that I had yet to finish. Squirrel! And the rocks done the pouring medium that I've been playing with. So, rocks done in pouring medium. And we all know about attention deficit hyperactivity squirrel disorder. All of us artists have it. So that's what Pamela French sent in last week. That's one of what Pamela French sent in last week. This is the painting she was currently working on between pour rocks. And the first one is the photo she's using. So here's her reference photo of yucca plants and yellow flowers. That's her reference photo. And here is the painting that she's working on. And maybe she sent us an update this week, because this is all from last week that I wasn't able to get on the show. There we go. Oh, look at that. That turned out well. Very nice. And then Zandra from last week, because last week was the Halloweening, she had a wicked journal entry. I posted it on Twitter. I was able to get it posted on Twitter. I was not able to get it in time for the show or get it on the video. But she had a wicked journal entry. And one of my Facebook friends, one of my other Facebook friends wants you to paint this for her and sell it to her. I don't know how that would work with copyrights, but she wants you to paint that, or if not sell it to her, at least give it to her. And then, what do we have here? Here's more stuff from, oh, this is from Pauline, Nomadicrose. She's still doing faces. Look at that face. She did better with teeth than I've ever done. Teeth are the bane of my existence. Eyeball, a crying eyeball. Those weren't just teeth. Those were little kid teeth, which is even harder, because they look like pebbles when you draw them wrong. She likes the elves. She's got an elfin fetish, I'm thinking. But really, who doesn't, right? Especially if Orlando Bloom's the elf, right? I mean, I'm just saying. More faces. Lovely faces. These are really nice. These are really nice. I love this. I really do. So that was Pauline. That was last week. And then this week, the sexy redheaded Darcy sends in snowmen. Snowmen! I guess you don't have Thanksgiving, do you? I was going to say wait till after Thanksgiving, but you don't have Thanksgiving. You're in the England, the Queen of England. Here's our sexy redheaded Darcy here. Did you guys see that picture of our sexy redheaded Darcy in her polo shirt? Or not polo shirt, rugby shirt? Let me see if I can find that real quick. Oh my goodness. Let me pull that up real quick. Squirrel! There. Look at that. Woo! How sexy is that? She got the sexy redhead eyes going on right there, the crazy eyes. Anyway, so that's our sexy redheaded Darcy. And here's her snowman spread that she's got going on here with her poinsettia stamps that she's colored as snowflakes. And here's her Zentangle snowman and her Christmas tree ornaments. I think, were those meant to be Christmas tree ornaments, or were those leaves that you turned into Christmas tree ornaments? And her Christmas tree here in their background. Really cool. So let's walk through it real quick. So we start with op art, where she puts them stripes on there, and then we put some stamping and some writing in the background under some textured gesso there and textured paint. which makes a really nice background. And she breaks out with her eclectic paper artsy stamps, which these are the stamps that she creates. So she designed these and sent these into Paper Artsy, and they turned them into stamps that you may purchase. Our sexy red-headed Darcy is now world famous. So there's the Christmas tree. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Here's a reindeer, Christmas tree ornaments, poinsettias. And I love that she does these in different stamps and then cuts them out and glues them on top of each other to give them a three dimension. There's the snowman. There are the Christmas tree ornaments. And there is a close-up of the trees in the background. And then ultimately there is the finished product. Yeah, our Paula is world famous too. I was going to end with that, J. Merle. I'm getting there. One step at a time. So that's what the sexy red-headed Darcy sent. And then Artist Poker. Did you guys see me close that window that would have had Carrie's thing in it? So now I've got to go back and find that. So here's Artist Poet Girl. Thought you might be interested. Have a great day. Oh, you know what? She's probably sending me home listings. Oh, drawing and painting groups in West Houston. Okay, well, so it's not an easel submission, but it's drawing and painting groups. Hey, on that, I joined the Houston Art League, and I went to a figure drawing class for lunch this afternoon. I'll look into that APG. I'm probably going to join 3 or 4 of them just so I can, wherever the closest one is, wherever I am, I can just drop in. Okay, here's Marilyn Masker, which I think is Marilyn-in-Oregon, which is decoupaged, background is acrylic, and glow in the dark was lots of fun to make. Second picture is a bird feeder I put together a while back. The birds love it. Thank you for letting me share. So here we go. So she's got this decoupage witch on this background that she's done. Ooh, very nice. Very nice. And then the other one's a bird feeder that she put together. That again, I have obviously angered the email gods. It may not come up. Nope, there it is. Redneck bird feeder. It's a plunger stuck in the ground as a redneck bird feeder. Cool beans. Cool beans, Marilyn. Cool beans. Now let me go find Carrie. I bet. Hang on a minute. I bet I can find it. I bet it's faster to find her here. Let's I gotta blow this back up. And this is what how do I blow that up? Hang on, I'll get it. I think I'll get it. Ta-da! The Klingon word for success is kapla. So here is what Carrie's saying, which is quite lovely. Look at that. I love the circles with the vertical background stuff juxtaposed against the vertical background. The teal with the mauve. Really nice, Carrie. Digging it. Dig it. What else? I think that was everything that everybody sent in. Did I miss anybody? If I missed anybody, I'm sorry. It's probably in my email trapped somewhere. So, let me show you what has been on my easel. I have not done any big paintings in a long time, but I'm about there. I've got some ideas, and now I just need a place to do it. So I'm going to start by showing you, first off, I'm going to show you that I do these random random object sketches in the morning. And so I start my day off with these random object sketches where the first thing in the morning I just draw, and you can see these are toys. There's an Egyptian mummy, sarcophagus, there's a guy, what's he doing? I think he's hunting. And then here's the guy hunting. I don't know what this guy's doing. But I just throw them out there like this. You know, here's a old woman with a spoon. Here's a guy, he's holding an axe that you can't see because it's behind the cannon. Just throw those 3 toys out there and just draw those 3 items every morning. You know, 5-10 minutes while I drink my coffee. So there's that. And then I am very limited on table space without knocking everything over, which is what happened a while ago, because I mean the camera just falls. And then I have been drawing figure models. I've been doing pinup models on a nightly basis, and then I'm doing these are my warm-ups. I do these as my warm-ups. I'll do that same toy. I'll go ahead and do it in a little more in depth. You know, I spend 3 minutes on the value sketch, and then 10 minutes on the pinup sketch. 3 minutes on the value sketch. Can you see that? 3 minutes on the value sketch, 10 minutes on the pinup sketch. And then I do that, and then I go into this watercolor. So I've been doing these watercolor faces, and the last couple of nights I've done them live. The last couple of nights, let's see, what's the last one I showed on a show? Did I show this one last week? This is my buddy Ron, and then this is my buddy Jay Clayton. These are about 10 minutes. Hi Tambit. Hi Princess Buttercup. And then she's gone. These are about 10 minutes. And then there's my friend Shar. And I did this one live. This was the first one I did live on Ustream. And then I turned around and I did this one last night. This is my friend Beth. And I want to show you something that I discovered. When I'm looking at the reference photo, I'm looking at the reference photo like this, head on. But when I'm looking at my painting, I'm holding my painting like this, right? I'm holding my paper like this. So when you look at it, when you look at the painting head on, it looks like the eyes are small, the nose is small, the mouth is, you know, the chin's too big and everything. It looks like it's kind of out of proportion, right? But now, this is an important point of keeping your paper perpendicular to your face when you're painting. Watch what happens when you change the perspective of the painting. How she becomes, all of a sudden she becomes in perspective and she looks more like her photograph. Can you see that? See what happened? When she's like this, see when I'm looking square at it, it's dead wrong. But if I had turned my paper so that my paper was perpendicular to my face while I was drawing it, you can see where it would have brought everything into perspective. So the angle matters. So that was something I discovered that I was doing wrong last night. Was not quite holding my paper square to my face. And there's one other thing I want to show you before we Kohlrabi, I didn't see anything from you. It doesn't mean it won't show up. It just means that it'll have to be next week when it does. I want to show you one other thing with going over to Facebook real quick. Going over to Facebook real quick. And this is really kind of funny because you can do this search anywhere, but it's faster for me to do it in Facebook. If I go to Facebook and I type in P-A-U, oh, my P's don't work. P, somebody spilled something, probably rum filled on my keyboard. I bet I can kick him from here. P-A-U, Paula Phillips. This is my friend Paula Phillips. JournalArtista there in the chat room. And I'm going to show you this. Look at these awesome stencils. This is one of Paula Phillips' stencils. Stencil Girl Products. She sent these stencils in. Stacked books. You can purchase these stencils. Stacked books. I'm sorry, my internet's not working very fast. Coffee, please. And then drink some coffee. These are stencils that you can order from Stencil Girl Products. Look at that. Look at that awesome stencil. So again, now we know somebody else world famous. So we have the sexy redheaded Darcy is world famous with her stencils, with her stamps, and now our JournalArtista is world famous with her stuff. We're so proud of you guys. Good job. Very nice. Very nice. I'm very proud of you guys. So that was what was on my easel. That is what was on your easel. If you would like to be a part of what's on your easel, simply send an email in to blade@artisticbiker.com, and we'll use your works to inspire other people, because that's really what this is all about, is to inspire people to get out and create stuff. And it's just such a joy to watch people create and blossom and do what they do. So with that, this is not quite dry yet. If I can pick it up off the floor without falling out of my chair or knocking anything over, it will be a miracle. So this is not quite dry yet, so I'm going to dry this a little bit. We're going to take a little break and we'll be right back. Ta-da! Okay. Yeah, it was really nice when we had the studio and I could just hand the hairdryer off to my mother, and she would hair dry, and you just almost didn't notice that she had her painted fingernails. You just almost didn't notice that I had passed it off to her. So how are we doing on time? Oh good Lord, it's already 7:30. We may run a little long. So I'm going to start off with my brush pen. Simply because I love my brush pen. And this is really going to look more like one of those adult coloring books that all you guys have been going nuts over. The way this is going to work out, because I've been thinking about this in my head now for hours, what I was going to do. This has been my bachelor diet since I've been here alone, and I tell you what, I've gone down pant size. I'm almost down 2 pant sizes. I have just almost gone down 2 pant sizes. And that's just pretty neat as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, no, Semi-Son, my brush pen is just a water brush. This is just a water brush, and I filled it with ink, and then I use silicone gel, not silicone epoxy or silicone glue or anything like that. Silicone gel. Plumbers use it for threads, to seal threads. But you can get that in any hardware store. Silicone gel. Just a little dab of it on the threads makes it not leak ink. So that's handy. I did call you the boring one. Is that not what I'm supposed to call you? Yeah, yeah, if you've got a plumber around, they'll have it. Spray a little water on there, lubricate that paint. So yeah, we're just gonna have a little fun painting. I mean, I don't have stencils, I don't have stamps, I don't have, and you know, I'm not a big user of those anyway. I love the stuff that you guys do with the stamps, but it's never really worked out for me that well. But you guys, some of you guys do some really amazing stuff with those stamps, and the stamps that you're creating. Sexy Redhead Darcy and the stencils, Paula. Oh my goodness, you guys are doing so great. I'm so proud of you. So proud to know you. But I'm just going to paint tonight. I don't really have anything to glue in. So I'm just going to paint. That's what I like to do. I like to paint like that. I like to play with techniques. I'm going to put on this pear put a little bit of yellow ochre right there and there. And I'm going to take that same brush. Where'd my towel go? I can't just clean water across the apartment like I do in my studio. And I don't know, we've been looking at houses. The background is, I used a little bit of everything. I used a little of the daubs of the lake blue, a couple of daubs of the phthalo blue, a couple of daubs of the light green, a couple of daubs of the phthalo green, some yellow ochre, some red. Yeah, red, yellow ochre, and I just did that with it, just to make it go that direction. Semi-sewn. Yeah, it's not my house, Matt wife. I am in Houston for. I live in Houston now, and so I've got to get. I have 2 weeks to get out of this apartment and get into someplace else, and we're going the wife and kids are coming down this weekend to go house hunting, and I cannot wait to see them. I cannot tell you how excited I am to see them. I am so tired of this, and you know, the thing is, the job that I had before, and I'm going to keep talking about this until we get tired of talking about it, but the job that I had before was travel. I travel from I would leave on Sunday and not come back until Thursday, and then now I leave on Sunday and I don't come back until Friday normally, except this week. I'm not going there this week. This week they are coming here, and so the difference is that there's a light at the end of this tunnel, because when they move down here, I will be home every night. The only reason I don't see them is because home is so far away. But right now they live in Oklahoma and I live in Houston, and we've not reconciled that yet, but we're going to. So I've been living the bachelor life down here in Houston, which is nothing like the bachelor life was when I was a bachelor, Because when I was a bachelor, you know, I would have, like I said earlier, I would have, you know, I would have 5s of women. Not 10s of women, not dozens of women, but maybe 5s. Yeah, no, Saturday we're going to be, I would love to do that. APG, Artist Poet Girl, is in the chat room talking about Shakespeare in the Park in Conroe, and I would love to do that, but we are going to be house hunting, and I'm wicked excited about house hunting too, and hopefully we can find something where I can lease the house until the closing date. I think that would be really nice, because that would save me thousands of dollars. Even if they charge me $2,000 or $3,000, it's still cheaper than the $1,000 a month for an apartment for 6 months for the lease that I would have to sign. So even if they charge me $2,000 or $3,000, it's still cheaper than being locked into a 6-month lease. I'm just using these little Master's Touch acrylics. This is a little portable set that I bought from the Hobby Lobby. I love it for a travel set, and it's got good pigment. So I'm just using that little set there to get these colors in here. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do about that egg. Yeah, APG, we're going to barbecue. You and I'm going to bring you some charred meat maybe next week after the family leaves. Maybe Tuesday. How's Wednesday looking for you? If Wednesday looks good for you, we'll shoot for Wednesday. I know that's usually a church night. I need that white's not drying very quick. So let me dry that. Let me dry that real quick. We'll take just a little break and we'll be right back. Zandra, I don't use a heat gun because a lot of times, of course now when I'm in this apartment, I can't, but a lot of times I use spray paint in my book, and a heat gun is too hot. The heat gun is way hotter than the hair dryer, and the heat gun will make the spray paint boil, where the hair dryer will not. So if I use spray paint, in my background, and I'm painting and I'm trying to dry my foreground, then the background will boil under the heat gun. And so that is why I have stuck with the that is why I have stuck with the hair dryer. And early on in the show, Paula would make comments about how loud it was. She would joke about, she would laugh about how loud it was. And you know, this is the Artistic Biker Show. This isn't the you know, I'm a little there's no way to say that nice. I don't want it to sound mean. But this is the Artistic Biker Show. We're loud. We're not girls here. And I was talking about one time buying a Harley engine and hooking a leaf blower up to it so that it would just be that much louder. just do it. And it's still funny because even to this day, she says, she'll go, heat gun, and then she'll use her little heat gun to give everybody warning, you know, that she's using her heat gun. And I'll come off with, hair dryer. So that's been kind of an ongoing gag for 7 years. It's just kind of funny. At least it's funny to me in my little warped mind. We have, between us, with the sexy redheaded Darcy and 3-Dot Diva Dave, and who couldn't make it tonight because he's sick and cranky, and Jay the Mighty Viking, Gloomy the Bear, Paula, JournalArtista, IKerrilove, Dee Dee. Between us, we have 7 or 8 years. We have 7 years of inside stories. Which is really funny. Yeah, between us we have 7 years of inside stories. You know what? I just like that. I think that I'm going to. I think I'm just going to. I'm just going to sketch out some lines around that. Yeah. Yeah, I dig that. Dig that. Can't talk arting. So yeah, I went to figure drawing class again today. I can't show you that. Can't show you that because Ustream would kick me off. But I can tell you that I had a lot of fun doing it. They have the Art League of Houston has a figure drawing class that goes from 1 to 2 on Thursdays. And so I took a late lunch and went to that. So there's my Bachelor diet. I have a boiled egg, a pear, and a piece of cheese, and a glass of water. and I've lost a size. I'm down a size and a half in my pants. If I stand up and hold my breath, I'm down 2 sizes. By the end of next week, I'll be down 3 sizes. So that's exciting. Where's my, there it is, way over there. Oh, if I lean across the table, I'll get paint on my boobs. So what we'll do, for those of you that are so interested, we're going to finish this page up, and then we'll clean up and chit chat while we're cleaning up, and then I will do. I'm missing some brushes. Where's all my brushes? Dang it! You can't trust that public for anything. Yeah, I'm missing some brushes. Anyway, we'll get cleaned up, and then we'll come back and we'll do the watercolor sketch. Do the warm-ups and the watercolor sketches. See, that brush is too big, and this brush is too small. Go. What I'm doing, my wife, I wake up in the morning, and when I make the pot of coffee, I pour the water into the coffee pot, and like tonight, I soft boiled some eggs. I bought 18 eggs tonight, and I soft boiled them, and I put them in the refrigerator. And so in the morning, I'll take a soft boiled egg, and I'll put it in the coffee pot, and put it, and then make the coffee. And when the coffee's made, then I've got an egg in there that's medium boiled, and I fish it out with my little spoon and set it on a plate, and pour me a cup of coffee and peel my egg, and I'll put some sea salt on it, and I'll eat my egg, and I'll eat my pear, and I'll eat my cheese stick, and I'll drink a glass of water, and I'll drink my coffee, and then I'll go to work. And then I go to work, and I'll take 2 boiled eggs and a cup of fruit with me to work. And so I go to work, and I eat my 2 boiled eggs and my cup of fruit, drink a bottle of water, and I'm not hungry. And if I do get hungry, I've got almonds. I'll take a handful of almonds, and then I'm not hungry. And then I come home from work, and I kind of have to force myself to eat. I'm just not really hungry. And I've got a bag full of romaine lettuce from the grocery store. It's got some cabbage and stuff already chopped up in there, carrots and cabbage and stuff already chopped up in there. And I'll take a boiled egg, and I'll cut it up and put it in there with some provolone and mozzarella and cheese, and put a little dressing on it, and eat me a big salad for dinner with some mushrooms and stuff. And I mean, that's all I'm eating. And you can see, I don't know if you can see or not, I can see, I'm starting to get a shadow on my chin again. No, I'm dead serious. There's a stove here. Everything's there. That's just all I'm eating. It's all I want. It's all I want. And it tastes good. The first week I baked 5 sweet potatoes. On Monday night I came home and I baked 5 sweet potatoes. And every night I would come home and I would eat a sweet potato, and I would eat a sweet potato, and I would grill a piece of chicken breast, and so I would have a grilled chicken breast and sweet potato. I did that for the first week, but then, you know, that was too much effort. When I can just boil a dozen eggs, 18 eggs. I boiled 18 eggs tonight. When I can boil 18 eggs. Thanks, Matt wife. So anyway, here's tonight's page. There's my diet. There's my Bachelor diet. Let me outline these letters real quick. Bring some highlight to the letters. Can't talk, Artie. I love this brush pen. Do. The versatility of the line is just amazing. Let me show you. Let me show you real quick. I can make a super thin line. I can make a fat line. I can make an even fatter line. I can go in between, like, I can just get all different kinds of textures and shapes out of that. Just the diversity of the line is just incredible. And the flow is off because I'm running out of ink right now. But when it's flowing right, man, I can get all kinds of stuff, and then I can do stuff like that too. Anyway, I love this pen. I love doing this. So anyway, there is you just put the boiled egg, Paula, you just put the boiled egg in the coffee pot, shell and all, in the coffee pot, and then the coffee pot cooks your egg the rest of the way while it's warming up. So there you go. Bachelor diet, because I'm too lazy to cook. So we've got an egg, we have a pear, and we have cheese. So that's it. That's tonight's page. Thank you guys for joining me. Yeah, the eggs are clean. Because after you boil them, you put them in ice water. They're in the chat room saying, well, I hope the eggs are clean before you put them in your coffee. Yeah, the eggs are clean. After you boil them, and then you put them in ice water, and then you dry them off, and then you put them in the refrigerator. So thank you guys for joining me. You know this is my favorite night of the week when I get to art with my besties, and we're gonna figure this out. I mean, this setup is better. The setup is better this week than it was last week because at least the page wasn't upside down for you, but the lights are off. So the lighting is off, and I don't like sitting down when I paint because it makes me feel like I'm gonna get my boobs in. Plus, it throws the perspective off for me. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me. You know this is my favorite night of the week when I get to art with my besties. I look forward to it every week. Be sure and join us next week, same Artistic Biker time, same Artistic Biker channel, and peace out. Also, you can look for us almost every semi-nightly, quasi-nightly, hell, look for me and see if I'm on, because I'm trying to do those watercolor faces every night, and I'm going to go ahead and use trim when I do. I'm not putting any of those faces on YouTube. That's only going to be for Ustream, so you have to follow me on Ustream to get those. Okay? Thank you so much. Peace out. And we dance. And we dance until somebody is kind enough to say that they see me dancing. Yeah, I'm going to do, I'm going to do the watercolor thing just as soon as somebody says they see me dancing. I'm going to stop the lag here, and then I'm going to clean up, and then I'm going to break out the watercolors and see where we go from there. So that way, because that way I want to make sure that this is complete. And when we do this, you know, click the links. There's links around here. When I put this on YouTube, there'll be links for following different things and watching different videos. Semi-Son sees me dancing. Guys, thank you so much. Bye-bye.